Greetings, YouTube. The Doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons & Dragons. And today on the Doctor Spell Prognosis, we're talking about the spell Staggering Smite. It is a spell that we are giving a C+ to. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. All right, this is a 4th level spell. It is usable by Paladins and Hexblades. So a limited repertoire of classes. It's a casting action of a bonus action. So because of that, I don't expect it to be too terribly powerful. But particularly Paladins have some better options to use with their 4th level spells. In addition, they have better things to do with their 4th level spell slot, in my opinion. So it has a range of self. It's a verbal component. It is a duration of 1 minute with concentration, but that's tricky. And it's like a lot of these other smitey type spells that Paladins have, wherein it's done after you hit. It is a wisdom save, so that's great. So the next time you hit a creature with a melee or melee weapon attack, during this spell's duration, your weapon pierces both body and mind, and the attack deals an extra 4d6 psychic damage to the target. The target must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks, and cannot take reactions until the end of its next turn. Now, here's my only issue, a big issue with this spell. One, it's 4d6 damage, and you're using a 4th level spell slot as a paladin, which means if we go up here to the paladin level, you are not getting a 4th level spell until 13th level, okay? So, and it's going to be your only one at 13th level, so you're really high level. You don't have very many of these. It does an extra 4d6 damage, which with a Divine Smite burning a 4th level spell slot, you do an extra 2d8 for a 1st level plus 1d8 for each spell level higher than 1st. So at 2nd level it's 3d8, at 3rd level it's 4d8, and at 4th level it's your max. And if it's undead or a fiend, it goes up even more. So it's 5d8 damage versus 4d6 plus the possibility of having imposed disadvantage on attack rolls, ability checks, and no reactions. The other kind of not so great thing about this spell is that it's until the end of its being the target, its next turn. If those conditions were imposed on that creature until the start of the paladin's next turn, this would be much better. If the creature goes right after you, then who cares? And it's going to try and attack you. It'll have disadvantage. It can't take reactions, but it's only going to be effective for 1 turn. That's it. So that's really not optimal. So, what we're talking about now, this does do psychic damage, which Divine Smite does extra damage. It just does extra damage, extra melee weapon damage. It doesn't say it does radiant damage. So there is that, but it doesn't say. Oh, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. It's radiant. It is radiant damage. So it's radiant damage. There's not a whole lot that's resistant to radiant damage, but there also is not a whole lot resistant to psychic damage. So there is that. I mean, Divine Smite, I think, is a better use for a 4th level spell. But as far as Paladins go, and if we look at Paladin spells, so we're going to go to the Paladin list, and we're going to look at Paladin spells, 4th level Paladin spells. Here it is right here. Sort by. We're sorting. We're just going to look at We're just going to filter for 4th level spells. I just want to see what other 4th level spells there are because you have a limited number of these. Aura of Life, Aura of Purity. We've already gone over this. That is that spell has massive implications to combat. Massive. We just had our ending Tomb of Annihilation spell, and this saved everybody's life against Acererak. Aura of Purity. Again, each non-hostile creature in the aura can't become diseased, has resistance to poison, has advantage on saving throws against any effect that does blinding, charming, deafening, frightening, I mean, just look at all that. Banishment. Find Greater Steed. This is the last one. There's so many. Death Ward is another great one. So there's so many other great spells for a paladin other than Staggering Smite that you might want to fill than using that. Now, the other class that gets this is the Hexblade, which is a form of Warlock. So you've got your Hexblade. You've got your Hexblade's Curse, which allows you to get a 19 or 20. You got your Hex Warrior, and then you can take Pact of the Blade along with this. And here it is. So it's a Staggering Smite at 4th level. Now, Warlocks get this at a lower level, and they don't have to, unless you taken levels of Warlock and Paladin. But a Warlock will get 4th level spells at 7th level. But they only get 2. They only ever get 2 up until 11th level. So you could cast this twice. You're not really, it makes more sense for a Hexblade than it does a Paladin, because it does extra damage for the Hexblade. It could double on a crit of a 19 or 20. And then with Pact Blade and improved Pact Blade, you add a little bit of extra onto that. So, all right, that's what I got for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.